Wait.
Talking about me, shit get risky. I want money, pump the engine.
I pull up on that time, I hope you niggas is prepared. I'm like AI with that practice shit, a Rocky on the stairs. Either way, I'm official, shit I've been through, need a prayer. You gon' probably see the Lord when I hit you with this chair. Woo. Feel like Ric Flair, yeah. Bang your baby mama 100 times like a snare. I'm the why, when and where. Yeah. Pissy drunk off Julio, I pop off like a flare. If I ain't with the $1 billion show, I'm probably in my lair. Going dummy on something like people up under the stairs. I'm a mummy or something, rap a nigga like I ain't present. Got a shout out to that nigga that tried to murder my ex. Know you a blessing to this world and I just pray you get protection. Silly nigga, the money show me affection. Pistol on me moving so freely, some call it reckless. Double necklace like the cup that I'm drinking out of got Henny in. Ghost tells I give you the game cause you know we really in. Wait. Yeah.
Me, I'm on my grizzy. I be smoking till I'm dizzy. Got the stances on the glizzy. Don't make me spin this bitch like frisbee. Talking about me, shit get risky. I want money, pumps they itchy. Niggas wasn't with me trenches. Niggas better keep your distance. I be on this mission. Blue cheese ain't no dressing. I be vibing, ain't no stressing. If I'm there, I keep my weapon. I want mine and I want extra. If you owe me, I'm gon' catch you. I been on the potted pressure. Wish that weight like I wrestle that fly. Go turn your ass to Casper. Collect that plate like a pastor. I'm a money making bastard. Certain squares, white castle, ducking handcuffs and them shackles. I want cheese like a pack of niggas. Snitch without the rider. Me on that is half the battle. Me blow stacks to make them matter. If I'm fucker, then I spatter. Getting heads, you know I'd rather get that bread. You know I'd rather eat that dick. You know I love her. When I'm finished, you can get her. When I'm finished, you can get her.
Y'all already know what time it is. Another day for the truth. I ain't even play my intro, but I wanted to come in on my young brother, man, ball man Drew, with the track. And show him some love and just come in. That's my intro for the day. Got a lot I want to talk to you about in a short amount of time. Don't got that much time, but gotta get some of these topics out of the way real quick. And man, just a lot been going on, been grinding, doing my thing. Want to send prayers out to Katja, who I be doing a sports show with on Monday night sometime. Just send prayers out to her family and things like that. Shout out to Poe. What's going on, Poe? Guilt for the Radio Network for sure all day. You know how that go. Yeah, I want to make sure that the chat get involved today. As much as you can, because I got questions that I really want answered, and some of these questions, they need to come from a female perspective. I got my partner Romero here. He about to join me. I'm about to bring him on in so we can go ahead and just, talk about some of these topics. Like I said, I got about, let me look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 topics that I got to get out the way in 1 hour. So, that ain't much time to talk about a lot of things. So, go ahead and bring Romero head into the building. I got to get my stuff together, man. I don't know what's wrong with my stuff, man. I don't know what's wrong with Romero camera. I don't see him. I see he up there. Make sure that you got your camera. Your camera. Okay. Let me go from that one. Go to that one. There you go.
Can you hear me?
My dog? What up,
yeah.
You doing all right?
I don't know it, man. Oh yeah, you know it. Chillaxing, man, on vacation.
Okay, you on vacation?
Yes, sir.
That means you don't work tomorrow.
Nope.
Okay.
So
How long you get
if you
off?
ask me that question, I'll be able to say,
Right.
no, I don't work tomorrow.
Okay. You ain't got one of them government jobs. You ain't been furloughed, is you?
No, I'm
Okay. So
taking vacation. Man.
right. So you gonna get your bread then. That's all I'm trying to make sure you gonna get your
Yes,
bread.
sir. I get
Right.
paid to
Right.
sit.
Hey, I mean, ain't nothing better than getting paid to sit. I can tell you that right
Sir.
now. I can tell you that right
Best
now,
film in the
man.
world.
Hey, I'm gonna go and get into it, man. We had some news drop today. D'Angelo, the neo soul singer, passed away today at 51 years old. Young man
Mm.
passed away of cancer. I wish I could play some of his music on the show, but I'm not sanctioned to do that on this kind of platform right here. But I'm pretty sure, Poe, DJ Mook, DJ Chuck, some of these other guys who play music on the network throughout the week, that they'll pay some sort of tribute to D'Angelo and play some of his music. But man, I mean, after hearing that kind of news, man, like, what are your thoughts on a young man like that who has means? I would imagine he had means, considering he was a pretty successful artist.
Yeah,
And to
I'm
pass
pretty
away at
sure.
51 years old from cancer, I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, my thoughts very sad, very very sad. 51 years old. I mean, that's just right around the corner for somebody who's my age.
Right.
And I'm like you said, I'm sure he had some means. So I'm not sure. I didn't hear anything about him having cancer, so I guess they kept it private. So I'm not sure what version. I do know people who have passed recently from that disease, and it can happen really
Oh yeah.
quickly. But
Oh
it's
yeah.
terrible, devastating for the family.
It
So
is.
yeah,
It
man,
is.
our hearts and prayers go out for his family.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Shout out to Mad Knox who in the building. Shout out to Tony Williams T, man, who got a show on the network, and he been doing pretty good. He doing DJ too. Maybe he'll do a tribute to D'Angelo. And I like Mad Knox. He was with Chief the other day on Monday, yesterday, on Chief Rocker Show. And I appreciate, the perspective you got, and then have all the race bang, that younger brother like to bring into it. Poetic Sin says in the chat, D'Angelo, one of my favorite neo soul artists, plus had a crush on him. I'm pretty sure a lot of ladies had a crush on D'Angelo. He used to come out there. He, he used to come out
You
there with
remember
the
that
shirt
Brown
off.
Sugar song? Yeah.
Right, brown sugar. He come out there with the shirt off, with the guitar and all that. I mean, I'm working out, man. I'm working out. I'm getting things in order, man. I got my guitar, man. It might work out for me, man. I might could pull something out like that. What you think?
Hey man, go for it. Go
Right,
for it. But yeah, he was in shape back in the day. We hadn't heard anything from him in a while. I hadn't heard anything
right.
a good
Well,
10, 15 years. So
yeah. It's been a while. I mean, I'm last I heard. I mean, I had heard he had some sort of illness, but he was still touring. He was still going out with Lauryn Hill and some of them folks, and doing a song or so here and there. So I didn't think it was nothing serious. I don't know why Poet Sin is laughing at me. I am working out. I do got my guitar. I might take my shirt off somewhere and oil up. I got my oil and everything. Look, I got my oil and everything all on up and going
look
out there.
at
And
him.
right, I might get scoop me some. Uh, I don't know. Maybe not. We'll have to
Be,
see.
be a symbol
Right,
in the 40s.
right, right.
Not too
It
many
is what
folks
it
can
is.
pull that off.
Not too many, but if there's anybody that can pull it off, it'll be me. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. So, but yeah. Rest in peace to D'Angelo, though, man. He had a few songs, man. He had a few songs that were pretty good, and he sung with a lot of neo soul artists, and he had his
Didn't
time.
he win
You
an
know,
Emmy?
I'm not sure the awards he won, but I wouldn't be surprised if he won a plethora of awards because he was a good singer. He was a good instrument. He was just a good musician. Period.
Yeah,
And for him to be gone so young, man, a cancer, it's man, that's just unfortunate. It's tragic because, like you say, we not too far off from that age, and I've seen younger people, younger than him, come down with this horrific disease, and it just has you wondering, like, what are we doing, man? It has to be some in the food, in the water, in the drink, maybe in the air. There has to be a reason why so many young people these days are coming down with a disease that horrific.
I believe it's the food. I just asked a 82-year-old man at my job the other day. I was like, "Hey, when you were growing up and you were young, was it this many cases of cancer back in the day?" He was like, "Nah, man, people weren't dying from cancer, not like they are today at the rate that we are today." So I really do believe it's the food.
Right, right. Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate, man. We're gonna keep our prayers up this family and hope that they can heal from this tragic situation. Another tragic situation, I wouldn't really call it tragic from a male perspective, but maybe some females look at it different. And this happened like a week or two ago, but I haven't had a chance to speak on it. And you don't speak on stuff like this, but I do want to know people's perspective on this situation. So Offset and Cardi B, I guess they had a spousal, what would they call it? Some sort of spousal um
Arrangement, basically, from the divorce.
arrangement from the court, and she's paying him 70%. It's
Yeah.
70-30. She paying him now. Reportedly, when I was reading into the story, she left him with the kids and went out and got pregnant by another man while they were still legally married. And my question is Cardi B an honorable woman? Is she the type of role model that we should want our little girls to grow up and mimic and like and hold up like she has these high standards? I just don't see her in a good light from my perspective.
At all. My take on it is that's a failure as a woman to be pregnant while you're still married to another man who you have what 3 kids by? And they got like three
Right,
kids.
right,
So now she became a baby mother while she was married. Like
right,
there's no positive at all in that. Like if I'm teaching daughters, I got 2 daughters, and I would even tell them if you get pregnant, first of all, if you become a baby mama, that's a L already. You want to try not to become a baby mama if you can at all help it. You want to get married to hopefully the people that you have children by, but you definitely don't want to become a baby mama while you're pregnant. I mean, while you're married. That's
right,
insane.
right, right.
That's just
Now,
if there were any criteria for alimony
right.
that worked against your favor, I think getting pregnant while you married should work against your favor. That would fit all the
Yeah,
criteria in my opinion.
that's not a good look.
Like you got to pay.
That's a
You got
horrible
to
look.
pay
Right. You need to pay. You need to be she need to be subject to some sort of physical
some kind
punishment,
of
but
punishment.
right. That's just terrible. And I had look, and when they talk to Cardi B on the TV and stuff, and she be on. First of all, the way she talk, she sounds she's nice and that she be like, okay, she got. But then, did you see her when she was pregnant and she had she is pregnant now, and she got had an album release party and they walked out and she got down, she started twerking. Come on, you can't be twerking with the baby. Come on, that's it. And all young
Hey,
girls got to see that, man. That's just shameful.
I heard her women. A lot of women are celebrating her, and they asked her the question. Because I guess he had like women pregnant at the same time or something like that, and
Right,
so she's gonna be having his third kid like
right,
right
right, right.
after the other two. So he's
Right.
like, I'm just gonna be his baby mama, or that's just my baby daddy. Like that's not a celebration. You don't win an
Right,
award for saying
right.
you somebody baby daddy and he
So
two other kids baby daddy.
so the new dude who is Stephon Diggs, who got her pregnant, he he got two other women pregnant at the same time. They all pregnant. And this is ridiculous.
How can that
Especially
be a
when
win?
it's not a win. It's a loss. And I want to touch on that after I read this comment from Stacey McKenzie. She says he cheated. She just the one who could get pregnant. Exactly. That's the double standard.
Mhm.
First of all, let me ask you this, Romero. They were married. Her and Offset were married with 3 kids. He cheated. He's what some women would call, and I want to get into this too, but he's what some women would call a high value man, based off
Yeah,
the kind of money he made, not based off his morals
yeah,
and his characters and all that. That's why I want
and
to
the
really get
influence.
into. That's why I really want to get into what's the difference between, is there a difference between a high value man and a high earning man, or are they the same thing? But before I get to that, considering that he's at least a high earning man, they've been in love, they broke up and they got back together, broke up, got back together, they had 3 kids together. Is cheating a reason why that woman should have broke up the family, in
Well,
your
let
opinion?
me answer that real quick. I'm a married man,
Right,
and this is my perspective on it. Any woman that would leave a husband who's been there, who's supporting her, building with her, leave that man to go deal with another man who's cheating is an imbecile. Like, why leave a cheater for a cheater?
right,
How could that make any sense in the world?
right.
That don't make
It
no
don't make
sense to
sense.
me. And
It don't make sense.
even for my wife. So let's say I cheated, she caught me, she leave me. At this age, I don't know what you're gonna go get. But if you get with another guy and he's a cheater, did you leave the best cheater to get with the worst cheater? Like, how does that work? Like, what? Who's who's it okay for you to be cheated on? As long as we ain't married, you can cheat. But if we married, you can't cheat. I just don't understand it.
Right, right.
And
So
he's a
so
high value man to what you were just saying earlier. He's considered a high value man because of the status that he's got, his influence and the money that he got. So in the market, he would be considered a high value man.
right. So before we touch on that topic, we're finna get on that topic right now. So I just want to make sure that I'm hearing this correct. It don't make no sense to break up the family,
A
to
family that you build it.
put take the kids through all kind of trauma because their mama
Hmm.
and dad ain't together, because as a high earning man, he had a lot of options. And okay, he stepped out maybe once, maybe twice, but he's still holding down the family.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
give a
trying.
damn how many times he stepped out. First of all, when you get a high value man or a high earning man, with his status, you already know what comes along with it. He's going to cheat more than likely. More than
Right,
likely. So you already know what you're signing up for. And her past doesn't make it look any better for her. Like, I know you know, just like everybody else
right.
know about her past.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
chances are her life was full of trauma and
Right.
she probably don't know how to pick a man anyway. So
Well,
she picked the man and thought he would be faithful to her when he's probably never been faithful since he's been an entertainer.
right. Well, now that goes two ways. I'm gonna give her this. He, because you know her past, I know her past. He had to know her past, and he still chose to marry her and have 3 kids.
Yeah, he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer for sure.
Okay, now that we done established that he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, let me get into the conversation. A high value man versus a high earning man, or are they the same thing?
Well, I personally don't really believe they're the same thing because when you talk about about value values in predicated on money. So like you got to be a high moral, high courage, high wisdom, like all these traits that I think a man should have would dictate what a high value man is. A high earning man in society is someone who gets misconstrued as a high value man because of his earning potential.
Right.
I don't personally believe that makes you a high value man just because you got money, because you can be slime
Correct.
with all the money in the world. It don't make you a good person. So to me, value isn't about money. Earning is about money. So the that's the two differences between what I believe and what society deems as how they coincide. Because society would say that he's a high value man because he makes good money, got
See,
influence.
see, see. I agree with you, but I also understand that society will say you can be a nutcase with no morality, but somehow you make a whole bunch of money, and that places you as a high value man. And I
Yeah.
want to. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper in that after I read this comment from Tony Williams. You attract what you put out. Plus, you can't transmit something you've never had. I can agree with that to an extent. You know, I think a lot of times what we have today, a lot of women don't want to attract what they put out. They somehow got this
Well,
and maybe men do too. They got this fantasy, this fanatical idea that I can be trash. I can sleep with all these men, get my body count numbers up. I don't have to know how to treat a man. I can talk back to him, and because I might have got a degree or I made X amount of dollars, that I deserve a high value man or a high earning man.
yeah, no,
And I'm 35 plus.
yeah, those two things don't correlate. But I would say that if you don't have good moral, good character, no, I'm sorry. When you talked about what you put out, you attract. But I will say this part: sometimes you can be such a good person and just don't know how to pick. Because I see that more often than not. Some people that are, I would deem a good character people, just don't know how to pick other people with good character. Like they allow them that good character that they have to be meek, be frail, and so they get mistreated. So on that front, I would have a little bit of pushback because you don't always get what you attract. You get
Right.
what you like or what you pick, and sometimes you're just not good at picking. But I
I
do
agree
believe
with
in
that.
karma. So if the person was really referring to karma, I do believe in karma. So like if you put good energy out, you get good energy back.
I
But
agree with
when it
that.
comes to picking people, personalities can sometimes be fickle, and so people aren't the best judge of character.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Chief Rocker, who in the chat. Shout out to you, Chief Rocker. You know what? I agree with that because in my life I've been the horrible picker. I see. Thing about me, I'm honest. I'm honest with myself. I ain't no shame my game. I pick horrible, but I can acknowledge that. I know that. I knew that when I was picking. I know what I was picking for. You know, like
Well, I'll say this in your behalf because I've been knowing you so long. You believe your good character can override other characters. So
right,
the people who you might have picked, you might have thought yours would rub off on them, and that's
correct.
not always going to be the case.
No, that's not because
People don't change much.
no, because I'm a hopeless romantic. Unfortunately, I came up watching too much TV and rom coms, which I don't watch rom coms today because they already got me screwed up.
Yeah.
thinking I can meet this chick and change a life, you know, more from a moral standpoint. But even with that being said, I agree with you. Sometimes we pick wrong, or sometimes it's unfortunate. We need a freak. You know what I'm saying? And then you turn out she's pretty nice. She's a freak. I know
Yeah,
she's a freak, but she's kind. She can cook. She can do stuff, but she's a freak. And you like, I know
but
I
she can't
can't.
change that.
Yeah, and you know she can't change that. So you know I can't be with her for the long run. This not somebody I want to make my wife, but I'm having fun with her, and I have too much, and I let that go on too long, as opposed to cutting it off after 1 or 2 times, being with her, or after a week or so, 2 weeks of being with her. I already know I'm not finna. It ain't gonna never go nowhere. And she's telling me I want to get married one day. I already know you not. I see it as a marriage material, so I put that on me. And I think a lot of guys try to absolve from that, being accountable in that way. Well, now you knew after 2 weeks you didn't have no long term plans for this woman, but you were having fun with her. She was
All
a freak. She was doing everything you wanted her to do sexually. Maybe she can cook a little bit, and you end up sticking with her. And they go both ways. Women are the same way.
Mhm. I don't care how much you love somebody, all the love in the world can't change what kind of traumas people have been through in their life. And so if you meet a woman who is a freak and it's because of traumas, it don't
Right,
matter how much you love her. That trauma is inside of her, and
right,
until she heals, she can't change who she is. So yeah, loving them ain't gonna cut it.
right.
It might
That
help
that
with the heart, but it ain't gonna help with that character, that need, that trauma that
right.
pushes people to react or act off certain impulses.
You're correct about that. Chief Rocker says, no, it's not that we pick wrong women. It's not that we pick wrong. Women change like you change underwear. What's
See,
your
I
thought?
disagree. People don't change much. According to psychology, people don't really change their personality much. People will act and hide things from you for as long as they can, but who they are, they're not gonna change much. Your heart can change, and you can change over time because we evolve. But as far as personality go, like people will show you who they are if you're willing to listen. But the problem is, a lot of people don't listen to really find out who somebody is. They judging off the exterior as opposed to the interior. I told somebody the other day, I said, I've never heard somebody say, I want to go on a date to get to know who you look like. They always say, I want to go on a date to get to know who you are. But those are two different things. What you
Right,
look like and who you are does not make up your character. Your character is coming from who you are, who you choose to be. And so people choose who they're going to be well before they meet anybody. So they're not going to change a whole lot. They are developed uh, through life based off of experiences and taught and learned behavior. So I don't really agree with that part where he was just saying people change like draws. Like I disagree with that a little bit because according to psychology, people really don't change a whole lot.
well, let me let me ask you this then, and I want some women in the chat to kind of guide me on to this notion that once a woman get pregnant, she has a baby inside of her that's growing inside of her, pushing organs all over the place at different places. That once she get pregnant and has a child, that she does change because her body changes, her whole aura changes somewhat. So, and it might not be the same for all women, but I do think there are many women that change based on being pregnant, maybe even losing a child, or things of that nature.
Well, that's a physical change for the most part, hormonal change, but personality, that's something totally different. Now, our personalities can be hit a little bit based off of insecurities that may come from physical change. But as far as your personality go, who you choose to be and what choices and things like that you make in life, that's just who you are. So I can't speak for a woman because I never been pregnant, but I got a wife who had 4 kids, and she hadn't. Her personality has never changed
Right,
based off what the children did to her while she was pregnant or after she was pregnant. Now, I definitely noticed some hormonal changes, some emotional changes, but uh,
right.
it didn't really have a whole lot to do with personality.
And shout out to Poetic Sins. I sent you a link post, so if you want to come in and offer us some sort of perspective, uh, we'll gladly have you
Yeah, because I'm
come
not
in.
a Roman, so
Right,
I can be
right,
wrong.
right. Tony Williams says your thoughts are your thoughts. Yeah, yeah, I would suppose so. Also, I see this happen sometimes, and like I said, don't happen all the time. But if we just do the statistics, marriages, especially in the black community, I think it's like a 60% divorce rate. And I see sometimes that when women get married, specifically black women, there's a change in personality, expectations, and things of that nature. I want to get your thoughts on that. Then I'm gonna bring Poe in, and so maybe she can set us straight. Of we're going astray somewhere.
Um, as far as like the divorce rate
As far
goes,
as women getting being a certain way before they married, then they get the ring on and get married, and then they become a totally another way. As far as the
see,
expectations change, the attitude change.
I would say they doing everything wrong if you changing what your expectations are, because whoever you're going to marry, whoever that person is, that's who they're going to be. As far as do women change when they get married? See, I wouldn't know. My wife has never changed. Nothing, absolutely nothing has ever changed. Hang on. Nothing has ever changed about her. So be lying if I said that there was change, especially when it comes to like I hear people talk about sex. Women stop having sex with the husband after a while. I mean, I wouldn't know that, but I would imagine that every man and woman is supposed to set their boundaries and have certain expectations um,
I got
within the marriage going into it. So
right,
I don't know,
right. I got
but I wouldn't expect
Poe,
any
Poe,
change.
Poe, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Hey,
I'm
how
on
you
the road,
doing?
so I can't be on camera right now.
I can
Good.
hear
How
you.
are you?
That
Can you
sound
hear me
good.
okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Huh?
I can hear you
Okay.
fine. How you
Yeah, I just
doing?
can't be on camera because I'm in traffic and you don't want to see
It's
me
all
cussing out
good.
people. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Just to piggyback on what you were saying, like about women changing, men can change too. So don't let it be just women. But like for me, I'm married, but at the same time, I'm in a process going through a separation. Because, but I feel like in order for a woman to change, there has to be a reason for a change. And it is like for me, I feel like I stay consistent. It was just, my partner, he just doesn't step up, and I do a lot more of the work. You know what I mean? I don't really let people get in my personal life, but that's kind of like what I'm kind of going through right now. But
Right.
I wouldn't say I changed. I don't think I changed. I felt he probably felt I was more. I'm a go getter. I'm the type of person. Hey, we need to make this shit happen. We make this shit happen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm the type of person, and for him to not really be that same type of level with me, I feel like that caused issues, and it caused me to strain and me to stress. You know what I mean? So I took a step back. I wouldn't say I was like, aggressive or had attitude, because that I hate when people say black women got an attitude or they feel some type of way. No, black women are not like that. Like a lot of my
Okay.
friends who are black are not like that. You know what I mean? Don't put us in that type of negative concept, because I'm not like that. You know what I mean? I'm the sweetest person, but
Let,
at the same time, what you ain't gonna do is disrespect.
let
But
me
at the
let
same time, oh, go ahead.
yeah. Let me ask you this. And like I said, I understand. Like I don't want to get too much into your personal business and all that. But how long did you know he wasn't a go getter before you were like, okay, I gotta leave this situation because he's not a go
Um,
getter?
I mean, he was. I think before we was married, I think he was like that. But I think after his mother passed away in 2017, he shifted, and because he was a mommy's boy. So which I kind of
Okay.
get. Like I let him a lot of that space to get over it. Like do what he had to do to grieve. You know what I mean? However much time that took. And I was there for him and his family. Make sure they was good. But I felt like because he had that mother figure, and me and his mom had a good connection. Like his mom didn't really connect with a lot of people, but she loved me. I was like the daughter she never had, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I felt like once she passed away, I saw a shift. And with that shift, I felt like it wasn't fair to me to be the one to step up a lot more. But at the same time, it's like, and plus, I don't feel like I don't want to be about me, about my relationship. You know what I mean? Like I said, I really don't talk about it. And I'm surprised I even
Right.
say anything because normally I don't.
Yeah, but
But
but a lot of women go through these type of things and have the same thought processes. So
right,
really,
right, right,
this is about women in general
right.
and people in general, men too. Because like I say, and
Well,
this is the
I
last
got a
thing.
question.
Go ahead, Romero.
Did y'all have conversations about where he was slacking? Because you said
Yes,
his,
plenty.
I guess his
Yes,
production
yes.
level was down.
Yeah, I definitely have. And I've had conversations like, hey, I need you to step up more. And we have two boys. And I'm like, you got to be, like, my boys clean to me. You know what I mean? My lady cleans to me a lot more than their dad. But because I'm on their level, I understand them. So I got a son that has special needs. And it's like, I always tell him, I can't be the one that's always like the one, you know, making sure my son's good. Well, both of my boys, but my son with special needs. I can't be the one that's making sure he's getting the help he needs, reaching out, doing this and that and the third. You know what I mean? We have plenty of conversations. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here to hold your hand, and lead you. You're supposed to be leading me, not me lead you. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. It was just a type of thing. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
at the same time, like I said, with women, like I know for like my friends who's been through the similar situation or even worse, um, a lot of reasons why women change in general, regardless black, white, Hispanic, whatever. It's a lot of times it's a reason. Like any change is a reason. Like nobody just changed out
Right.
the blue just because. You know what I mean? So you can't just say like, oh, what women like, oh, when I heard y'all saying talking about when women are pregnant. Like, yeah, pregnancy is a whole body shift or deal giving birth to the next generation. That's a big step. You know what I mean? And I feel like women don't always get enough credit for going through those months, going through all that. Then after that, like I even like my first child, I didn't have postpartum depression, but my second child I did. You know what I mean? I
Right.
was like depressed and going through a lot. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I didn't really, I was just going through the emotions, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like when I was pregnant, I was good pregnant. Except for like the first trimester, I was sick, but at the same
Right.
time, I love pregnant.
And I will attest to this. Poe, since I've been, part of the Built for This radio network, Poe has been very kind, offering her services, very generous. I can just tell that, she's a kind woman. But I'm only interested in speaking the truth on certain things. And this is my thing with a lot of women. When you got married, did y'all had a wedding in front of a pastor and y'all did vows and all that kind of thing?
No, no, we didn't want to do all that. We just went to
Y'all
the
went to the
justice of peace and
courthouse.
had the people that's,
Okay. All right.
yeah, and we had the people closest to us that meant the most to
Okay.
us there.
Okay. So weren't and my point is to get to this, and you might didn't have no vows said, none of this, but a lot of these marriages they got vows that are said, and the vows is sick or health, rich or poor, good and worse, to death do us part. And I see when I do the statistics, 80% of the marriage, 80% of the women are the one that's getting out of the marriage or the situations where there's a divorce. And and like you told me, you said you had postpartum, the second child, and I'm pretty sure I done been with women who had postpartum. It can get crazy. It can get a little wild. But he stuck it out with you. because he love you, and it just see things don't remain the same in life. If I get married to you
But
today, in 10 years, it everything ain't gonna be the same as it is today. Things are gonna
right,
be
but you
happening in the
can't.
world. We're
But
gonna
the
be
piggyback on your postpartum don't mean that women's gonna be crazy doing postpartum.
no.
Women
I'm
act
just saying.
differently.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but I want don't try to say because a
No,
woman
I'm
went through
not.
postpartum, she's
No, I'm
crazy.
not saying
No,
that
I
you
went
were
through
crazy.
depression. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, I get what
I'm
you're
saying.
saying, but that's
Right,
what I'm saying.
I've been with women who I would categorize. They went deranged. Like it took a while. Right. And when
Yeah,
you
they
talking
all
about,
saw that go that
I've
way.
been
I
with
ain't
women
gonna
that were talking
lie.
about. They told me that I want to do some harm to the baby. I want to smother the baby. I'm going through.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
So that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. I'm not there. That might not be in your case, but I've been with women that had that going on, and I stuck with them because
right.
I understood once I talked to my mama, and my mama told me about postpartum and what it does to a woman. I said, okay, I have to just stick it out and understand what she's going through. It, now when things change on my head, I might lose a job. Like you said, he lost his mama. Mama might be gone. Something happened in my life. Things don't remain the same. They change. I expect the woman, if I'm married to her, if I chose her as my wife, as my helpmate, I expect her to stick it out with me and
Right, for
until
better
I
or
get that
worse.
right.
That's what it's
Right.
supposed to be.
Right.
But
Right.
at the same time, what I hear so many times, and like what some of my homegirls have gone through, when it get worse, how worse do you want it to get? You know what I mean? Like I get
To
people want to
death.
tough it out. You know, I hear
To
that
death do us
like a lot of
part.
the I
To
know,
death
but
do us
sometimes
part.
worse is too. But for real, but you gotta be real. But sometimes
Right.
worse is bad. Like, cause I had a friend
Yeah.
who went through her husband cheating, got two other women pregnant. She had to
Mm-hmm.
leave. Like, why would you want to stay with that? That's bad, you know. And you gotta limit. Like, I know people say, like, yes, you gotta stay in it, stay in it, stay in it. I get that,
Right.
but at the same time, you gotta realize what is your worst that you cannot take, and y'all gotta have that conversation.
You know what?
You know what I mean?
I can't disagree with you, but my only pushback is, and I don't know you, so I'm just talking about them women in general. A lot of these black women want to claim to be, most of them claim to be have some sort of religion. They want to be Christian. Okay, if you're a Christian woman, it don't matter that he cheated on you and had two other babies on the side.
Save them with men. Don't put it on us. Same thing with
I'm
y'all,
saying
because
if I
women
go,
cheat too.
I'm
You
saying
know,
if I,
women cheat too,
yes, and if
and
I go,
some men don't want to deal with
I'm
that
saying
either. You know
you're
what I
correct.
mean?
If I go biblical, I'm saying this is what I'm saying. People need to get off it. Don't try to be Christian in there. Just be a human. Because if I go biblical, a man can divorce a woman for having infidelity. A woman cannot divorce a man for the same thing. That's just biblical.
Yeah, but I get it. I get when people
See,
try to be biblical, and
I
that's
so
what
that's what I'm
gets
saying.
me
Right,
sometimes. But at
right,
the same time, I'm a realist. You
right,
know what I mean?
right.
I get that. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, that's biblical, but at the same time, you ain't gonna be fucking around on me and expect me to still be there and love you like, oh, I love you. No,
Okay.
and you
All right.
fucking somebody else. I'm not
But
doing that shit.
I'm
Let's be
saying,
straight up frank and honest.
yeah, I'm saying for you yourself, you not really. I take it based on the conversation that we're having that you're not really on all that biblical and Christianity stuff. But would you agree?
No, I'm a Christian, but at the same
Okay.
time, I'm a realist.
Well, then, what, what, I'm not
You
even,
laughing, but
because
I'm being real with you.
yeah, but I love you and I appreciate you. I don't even want to give you no more pushback because what you just said, it just don't, two plus two ain't equal to four.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
You
realist
took how
and
you wanted to,
Christian,
but you
those
took
two
it how you
different
wanted
things.
to.
right. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I get it. I get it. I get it. I know.
go
But
ahead,
at the same
Romero.
time, like God knows my heart,
But
Yeah,
and
I know you.
I,
And
so on and
like I
so
said, I
forth.
can't judge you either way. I'm not the judge. I'm just doing the math. Go ahead, Romero.
Okay, I got you.
well, I was still stuck on the point because I know you said you left your husband, and you said it was because he started slacking, and so and you said you didn't change, but he changed. So his change was he started slacking.
Right.
Correct. I know
But
I'm bagging way up,
yes.
but I kind of had got stuck on this point because I like to get a little bit of clarification. So that in turn triggered you to at some point decide, okay, I'm done. I'm giving up on this because he changed
Now,
so
there's a lot
much.
more to it. It's a lot more to it. I just don't want to get in full of
Right.
everything, but it's a lot more to it. And I just don't want to get into everything. I don't. But it's a
No,
lot
I
more to
know
it.
it's usually a
It's
lot
a lot that's
of
lacking, and it's
stuff
a
to
lot of
unpack.
putting
Yeah.
more stuff on my shoulders. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's not cool with me, especially if we have conversations to talk about this stuff. And you not changing, but you expect me to do the change. And when I do the change and you don't, you know what I mean? It's a problem to me. And that's just it. But I don't want to go full detail into it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's an
But
old relationship. So
yeah.
it's really no point in rehashing a bunch of that stuff. I guess I'm just, piggybacking a little bit on what Nadi was saying. Women leave more often than men, and I wish that we could figure out ways to stick in relationships longer because for the children's sake, as opposed to just the man and the woman. Because I had somebody ask me not long ago. I said, when my son was born, I became the sacrifice. When all my kids are born, I became the sacrifice. Meaning, I'm sacrificing my desires, my happiness, whatever I gotta sacrifice, my money, everything to make sure that my kids have the best opportunity at life as possible. So
Right.
I don't know. That was just part of my makeup when I decided that I wanted to get married, and I would love for people to have that same mentality. But I think in a lot of marriages today, they never put the marriage above themselves or the family above themselves. A lot of people get stuck on I gotta be happy as opposed to what's
Right.
best for the family. So that
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of, and
was the point
also
that I
to
wanted to
piggyback
make.
on that, I totally get what you're saying. And a lot of people focus on a 50-50. But they got to realize that every day is going to be 50-50. Sometimes it's going to be 80-20 or 60-40. You know, you got to be able to be there with each other on those days that, the other person, can't be the 50-50 or whatever you want to be. But I mean, like I said, like it's a lot of multitude reasons, and like I said, it's not just women leaving, it's men leaving. But I get it. Like, it's 80%, like you said, 80%
Right.
of the women leave. But a lot of times it's a reason. It's like I said, I have friends who left their husbands because he cheated or because it just wasn't working out. They're not compatible. Like thought they were. I had a friend who was all about getting married, and didn't realize that wasn't her equal yoke. You know what I mean? That's not somebody who was on the same page as her, but they stuck around for the kids. Now, I heard that a lot. They want to stay because of the kids, even though they themselves are not seeing eye to eye. They bickering and fighting and stuff like that. They want to stay for the kids, but it's like I see my friend, like she was going through it. You know what I mean? Going through it because he was helping, but not on the level that he should, but it was like they wasn't seeing eye to eye on a lot of things and arguing on a lot of things, and it was like better to just co-parent than be together. So it's like a multitude of reasons, you know what I
Right.
mean,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
why some marriages don't work, and you can't.
And see,
And I mean, yes, I know because I know my family's like on my mom's side is very old school. Even on my dad's side, my father was from Sierra Leone in Africa, West Africa, so. I know a lot of it's like a lot of traditional, the man lead the way, the women follow. And a lot of times they stay, like regardless how bad it is, you're forced to stay. But a lot of people now, it's like, why am I staying unhappy? Especially with somebody who's controlling, who's not for my best interest. Like I even had a friend, like the one that was getting cheated on. Her husband was abusive too. So it was like she had to get it within herself to, go against the grain of her family saying like, you need to stay, you have children together, but not realizing what she's going through the cheating, the abuse, and does not really being respected as his wife. You know what I mean? Because
Right. Right.
as a man, you also have to respect your wife and give her a reason to want to stay with you. You know what I mean? And vice versa. But it's like it's a multitude of different reasons. So
Yeah.
I know
but
it's
see,
like,
all
why
I
do women
hear is,
leave? But it's a lot of women that leave because they're not with the person that they thought they was with. Yes, people change over years, but at the same time, you got respect goes a long way. Communication goes a long way. Being appreciated goes a long way. You know what I mean? And so it's a
Right.
multitude of different reasons. But from what my friends that I know that have separated or gone through whatever they've gone through, decided to co-parent, it's a lot of that missing, that communication
Well,
missing, the appreciation missing, the love
right.
missing, you know, that feeling of value as your person's spouse is missing. And that
Right.
can go a long way and can make a relationship suffer, especially if those communication conversations do happen and nothing changes. It's like, how often do you want to have those conversations and nothing change?
Right.
Like,
Well,
nobody
let
want to
me
keep going through this
Well,
conversation over and over and over and nothing changes.
go here,
I
Mero. Then
just want to
I
break
got
those down real quick. Into all I heard was you're picking the wrong person, and then people expect
Yeah,
people to
pretty
change,
much.
but people don't change much. So that's why it's so important to love and accept the whole person who you're in love with and going to marry before you marry them. Because when I break all that down, what you just said, what I basically heard was those two people weren't compatible. They never should have got
Yeah,
married.
pretty
But
much.
right.
something
And a lot of
probably
people,
love.
and a lot of people, and a lot of people, they do all this stuff when they're dating, and then when they marry, they like, oh, I don't have to do that no more. But it's like you still continue to have to do those same things that makes you love each other, and that's another part that people don't realize either.
Right.
Just because you're married, I mean, you stop. You know what
Well,
I
yeah.
mean?
I want to read some questions in the chat before we get out of here. But I do want to say that with hearing you speak about, you have friends that have also separated and got out of the marriage. That just sounds like, I mean, let me just ask you, and it's just a yes or no question. Then I can go and read some people in the chat. Do you
Before
have
you do,
more
let me say
friends?
one thing.
Go ahead, remember real quick, because
I've got a lot of friends, and a lot of us are married, and not a single one of us have gotten a divorce. So when I hear a lot of people getting divorced or separated around, I'm like, it's a character flaw apparently in a lot of the group. If it's a group of people, because I have a group of people, most of my friends,
right,
Naughty, from high school and whatever. None of us
correct,
have ever gotten a divorce. So it just speaks volumes that if you have the right types of character, people tend to work out. So when you
right,
mix
but
two characters that don't belong together, then it just doesn't work.
yeah, and I know you, and I know a lot of these guys that are married. The men understand because I know there's times and situations in some of these people that we talking about where they're like, damn, they been getting on my nerve, man. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but they stay. They don't
Right.
Nah,
leave. Right.
I don't know
I
any of
do.
those people.
I do. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I do. I'm just not gonna put people
And
business
that's
out
the
there. That
I
sad
might
that
know
part.
man,
one.
yeah.
And
Right.
I got a lot of friends that are married that are still together and they perfect. So it's not
But
like
I'm
I'm
actually
friends
do,
that they're separate. I do have friends that are married, they're beautiful, have a great relationship. I even got cousins and family. So I
okay.
got like a little bit of both, but I have a lot more friends that are married and happy
That's
or
where
in
I
a
would get
relationship
to.
and happy than
Okay.
are separated.
All
So
right. What
but
you
the
got?
only reason why I said that was because of the previous conversation where y'all
Yeah.
said what black women separate. And
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
You
well,
answer
there's
my
reasons
question.
to it. That's the reason why I
Right. You
said
answer my
that. But no,
question.
I have friends that are married, are good, are happy. You know what I mean? So
Right.
no, I don't have
Right.
everybody
Let,
got problems. I don't
let,
deal with people who got problems all the time.
let,
I'll try
let
not
me
to.
get into some of this chat real quick because so I got to get through it real quick before we get out of here. I ain't gonna spend all day on the show. But here's Stacey McKenzie. She said when I got married, he thought he had bought a cow or something. And then she goes on to say that when a lot of men get married to women, they think they done bought something. I hate to break the news, see, I hate to be the harbinger of bad news, but that's basically he's bought something. And then
Yeah.
what? I mean, what are y'all thoughts on this? Maybe I'm out of my mind.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
believe in ownership. This might be controversial, but I believe in ownership. And I say this because I don't get to do. Why? Because my wife would have problems with me doing anything that I want to do, which means I have to give her a certain amount of ownership over me because she's got a certain amount of control. She's not allowed to do certain things because I won't allow her to do them or it'll be repercussions. So in a way, that's a form of ownership, but I give her ownership over me. She gives me ownership over her. So I know that could sound a little bit controversial to some people, but in actuality, you really are giving some ownership. When someone can dictate your moves, then you're sort of giving them ownership. So
All right, Chief Rocker.
that's my take on it.
I mean, let me get Poe real quick, Poe. What do you think about the idea of when you get married that he has bought something?
I don't like the idea of being bought. Like that.
Okay.
I don't like the idea of being bought because I feel like bought is like. I think when you in a relationship, it's a partnership. You know what I mean? I don't think one should feel like they bought their own. You know what I mean? It's a partnership. That's why I always feel like it's a partnership
Right.
that should be focused on. When you say bought, that sounds like own, sound like control.
Yeah, but that's not
But we have a
what
Yeah,
good
but it's your
control.
opinion. But in my opinion, when I hear
yeah,
bought,
right.
that sounds like you want to control that
No,
person.
no, no. What
You know
I
what I
do
mean?
want to say is unfortunately, and I think a lot of people get definitions mixed up. A marriage is really not a partnership; it's a marriage.
And we have control to a certain extent. I control
Okay,
whether or not
that's
my
your
wife gets
opinion.
to go. I control whether she gets to go sleep with somebody or not. Just like she controls whether I get to go sleep with somebody or not, because there are
That's part
parameters
of our
and
partnership. That's an
repercussions.
agreement. That's a partnership agreement. You say you own
But
somebody. It's like
I want
it's
to
just sound like
have my
controlling,
cake and eat it too.
and that's just my opinion.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
See,
That's what I
I just
wanted to
do
hear.
things a little bit differently because
Yeah,
I
no,
want
it's
to go
good.
pick every dime piece I can and just have fun with her. I want to do that, but because I know my wife ain't gonna allow me to get away with it, I give her a bit of control over me or over my choices, because my choices would be to go pick out all these dimes and have fun with them, but I don't get to do that. So
Chief
to
Rocker,
me, that's a form of ownership. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Chief Rocker said that's true. Now I was married for 33 years and I got married in 6 months. Yeah, he got married in 6 months because he already knew that's who he wanted to marry. He wanted to get married, and I'm pretty sure in that 6 months she let him know that she wanted to get married, and they got married. I'm just going through some of these chats real quick. This is Shay Brooklyn. I'm assuming that's what the BKLYN stand
That's
for.
my sister right there. What's up,
Oh, what's
Shay?
up,
That's
Shay?
my
Y'all let
sister.
Shay, poor sister. I
That's
was
my
married.
sis. No,
I was
we're
married.
not blood sister, but that's like my homegirl. That's like my
Yeah,
sister. I love her.
I
That's my
get it.
homegirl.
I get it. I was married for a while, then the infidelity happened on his behalf. I had all that in the marriage vows and all, but I will not stick around for cheaters. I don't know if they had some kids, but man, I just hate to be the bearer of bad news, you know, for a lot of women. I don't know if a woman, because I believe that if a woman been married once, then she shouldn't get married again. Like that's it. That was your one time. So, but I don't
Same.
know. Go
I'm a
ahead. Go
hunch on her.
ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Disagree
because I
with me.
mean, same thing
It's
with a
okay.
man. Like you have all these limitations on a woman, but a man should feel the same way. But at the same time, how are you gonna say if that man, like I said, if that man was not perfect for you, and you sit there and find the perfect guy that's everything, treats you right, do you right, and you want to have that conversation, get married again? How are you gonna sit there and say she can't get married again?
I didn't say she couldn't. I said I don't believe she should. Just like I don't believe a man who done got married should get married again. You already screwed up your one time. You already broke your vows to the Most High Universe of God. Why go get it? Why go promise God again? You know how many people they say I'm on my third
Yeah.
marriage, so you lied
You
to God
proved you did
twice,
it wrong.
right? You proved that you a lot of
You
God
did it
that you're not
wrong.
gonna stand on good to sickness of health, rich or poor, to death do we part. Like you ain't die, but you got out the marriage. He ain't die, but you got out the marriage. Like that don't make no sense to me. Or else, don't come at me claiming to be on that. Just say I'm a free spirit radical and I do what the hell I want to do with my body and the way I think about things. And now I will accept that. But don't come try to sell me a chicken and tell me it's a cow. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. They make it work. They make it fit to their life. A lot of people don't really
Yeah,
live that life.
but right. That's all I say. I just want people to be about whatever they say they're about. Don't try to, trick nobody. Like he said, a woman and a man when they get together, that vetting period, whether it's 6 months, a year, however long it takes, both of y'all need to be totally open and honest with each other about who I am, and then you make your decision based off of that.
And listen to them. You got to see who they are too. You can't just pick from the outside. Pick from the moments. You got to pick it all. When you pick a person, you picking the whole person, flaws and all.
Yeah, but I appreciate you, Poe, and I appreciate you too, Miro, for coming on the show today. I think we got a lot of perspective. I was gonna get into some sport topic, but I think that was good. A different point of view. I mean, it's good to hear from somebody who's currently married, but you and your wife been married what 20 some years now, 23.
18, we've been together 26, 20,
Uh,
25. Okay.
18 years, and then from Poe who been on the other opposite end of the experience. So it's good to hear both sides of that, so that hopefully the people that were listening can learn some, can understand how people are, viewpoints, and then we just have to. At the end of the day, I believe we have to be patient with each other at all times, and just try to do our best to understand people and where they coming from and where their perspective. Understand that ain't no two people alike, and no two people are gonna think the same way. So I really appreciate both of y'all for coming on to the controversial truth. And yeah, man, sharing your
Let me
thoughts.
end with a funny quote that I wrote.
Okay.
I wrote myself. For all the people who saying they're waiting on God to send them a man and you're going to give God that credit, don't forget to give him the credit for not sending your ass one. Because if he in control of one, he in control of both.
I like that, man. That's solid. I appreciate y'all.
It's
Until
appreciate you having
until
me on, big dog.
All right,
yeah,
man.
until
Like I said, I'm on the road, so I'm trying
yeah,
to
be safe out there on those streets. And I
I'm
look forward
good. I'm almost
to
at the house, so that's why I can't
okay.
be on camera
Hey,
because
when
I'm
when when you coming on? When you DJing? Wednesday, right? Wednesday at 7.
no, Thursday. Thursday, actually, my homegirl Shay that was just up here. I'm hopping on her channel, being a guest DJ up there
Okay.
Thursday night at 8. So I'll be on her
Hey,
channel and on
if
Miss Cloud.
If y'all want to hear some good vibes, tune in Thursday at 8 on Mixcloud. Poetic Sins. She be doing her thing. She be having me vibing.
Thank you,
I
thank
be
you.
listening to your stuff. I might have a sporting event on. I just go ahead and put that on mute and just watch that and I listen to what you got going on. So I appreciate you coming through. Until Thursday, I'm going to holler at y'all. Stay blessed.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace out.